And ideally, I like dealing directly with sellers to create a win-win situation to see how I could identify their situation and be able to purchase the property.
Hello?
Hello, Melissa?
Yes.
Hi, Melissa. This is Chris Silva. How are you?
Good, good.
Did Isaiah let you know I was going to give you a call?
Chris from where? Sorry.
Did Isaiah let you know I was going to give you a call? I got your number through Isaiah. He told me that you have a house that you're trying to sell. I believe he got your number through Facebook because of he's a barber. His barber's your friend or something along those lines.
Oh, yes.
How are you today?
Good, good. Thank you.
That is good to hear. How's your week going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That is awesome. So yeah, did he let you know I was going to call you? Were you expecting my call by any chance?
Actually, no, I haven't gotten a chance to look at my messages. Is Isaiah a realtor?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think I saw that he said he had someone who wanted to buy the house.
Yeah, and that's me. I'm actually the buyer.
Oh, okay, I see. Yes.
So a little bit about myself, Melissa, just to introduce myself, and you get to know me a little bit. I'm located here, El Paso base. I buy real estate all across the country. I usually when I buy, I can buy cash, but when I buy cash, I buy at a discounted rate. However, I also specialize in structuring deals. Now, when he sees an opportunity like that, or a house with no equity, or a house that's not moving, or stuff like that, he brings these houses to me. And ideally, I like dealing directly with sellers to create a win-win situation to see how I could identify their situation and be able to purchase the property. Now, I don't charge anything. I typically, like I said, I work directly with sellers. The fact that Isaiah is involved and he brought me this deal, I would be taking care of his commission. But the biggest thing for me is like, I want to identify sellers' goals and I want to work backwards to create that win-win situation and just kind of identify your goals and see what we could do to work this deal out. I don't look at this as a transactional thing. This isn't something that I'm going to get rich overnight. I look at this like as a longevity play. So typically when I buy and hold for the next 10-15 years, and I turn them into rentals, and where I win is in the back end of the deal, so not until 10-15 years down the road. So if you could kind of catch me up to speed, like as far as what's the story on this, or why are you selling?
So I told Isaiah currently I have a realtor that's selling it for me.
Oh, okay.
This property is a C4. It's a commercial property.
Okay.
So the home was built in 1933, so it's pretty old. Most of the houses here are made from adobe.
Okay. The Adobe.
Yeah, so we're mainly selling it just mainly because it's we're getting another house, so the house is gonna stay vacant, and we don't want to put more money to renting it or anything anymore. We're just selling it.
I see, and that's what I was gonna say. Why don't you guys turn it into rental? You guys just don't want to deal with the property management and all that?
Yeah, we don't want to deal with all that. We just want to get rid of it.
I see. Okay, awesome. And are you guys still living in it, or are you guys waiting to move, or is it already vacant, or what's the story on that?
We're currently living in it.
Okay, so if we were to come up with something today and be able to get this all situated, how soon are you looking to close on this deal?
By April the 10th. That's probably when.
Oh, okay, nice. And are you guys building a house, or are you guys buying another house, or what's the story like on that?
Buying another one.
Oh, congratulations. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
How exciting.
I don't want to leave this one without anyone here or anything on, because it's always had utilities and everything working.
And on top of that, I mean, you're still like, the biggest thing that I always tell sellers is like, you're still making payments, or is the house paid off?
It's paid off.
Oh, so I mean, you're still ideally paying the taxes, utilities, and then especially with the older houses, I don't know what area is this in. I'm assuming like central downtown area.
And it's by Jefferson High School.
Okay. What's the address on it? Oh, okay. Cool. Oh yeah. So it's just kind of, I know exactly what you're saying as far as dealing with it and having it vacant and stuff like that. So okay, well, first and foremost, congratulations on your new house. I know that could be an exciting feeling, but at the same time, I bet you're still stressing about this house.
Yes, we just want to get it over with, basically.
Okay. Well, I'm very interested in this house. Now, let me ask you, can you tell me a little bit about the condition as far as like what kind of major repairs does this house need?
So mainly what it has, I mean, since it's an older house, a few walls have a little bit of cracks,
Mm.
and then there's also a train that passes through the. It's not. It's not like, I don't know if you ever came to the park that's under the freeway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so the train passes. So I've noticed that when it passes, the whole, like, you feel a little bit of vibrating, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
And I think that's due because of the house, the adobe that it's built, and as adobe like just continues to settle over time, it's one of those that just starts. You definitely probably moves.
Yeah, and we did renovate around the front because we added 2 more bedrooms and stuff. The only thing is that the roof needs work because we haven't worked on the roof since we got it a few years ago. So it's the roof. We had an inspection done recently. I don't have a copy of it of who was gonna buy it. It seems that they couldn't afford their mortgage, so that's why they kind of went back on the buying it, but they were still continuing to buy it, so pretty sure it doesn't have anything major because they were still wanting to continue with everything. It was just mainly their loan.
I see, I see. And so the roof you said needs you haven't done any maintenance on the roof?
No.
Okay, so roof. Do you remember anything as far as electrical and plumbing that came back on that?
No, I didn't get anything back on that.
Anything else that you're aware of that probably would, like, let me ask you this. If you guys were to stay there, what would be ideally the first thing you guys would want to fix on this?
Probably would be, so this house is built next to the neighbor. We have a fence and stuff, but this house was built a little bit different. So instead of having the yard in the front, it's the backyard in the back of the house, and the house is on the back and the alleys on the back. So the whole house has all this land on the front. So since it's next to a neighbor, the side of the house has a little bit of wood lifted on the side, I guess from the age, so it's lifted. It needs to be fixed.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's something that definitely probably, and again, being that it's an older home, it's going to definitely need work. How long have you guys owned this house for?
I would say we moved here in 2010. Yeah, 2010. So about close to 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
And since you guys been in there, have you done any major repairs? I know you said something about you guys added 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, no, nothing major. It's always just been we haven't actually like broken a wall and fixed it. It's been mainly like renovating. I was putting tile on it, but when I started talking to my realtor, she's like, don't waste more money putting stuff into it, because since it's a commercial property, whoever came in, we were seeing people coming in, they wanted to just break it all down and build a complete business here. So that's when I stopped remodeling at that point. So
Yeah.
there was tile put in, and then at the end we didn't finish putting it because of the same thing. What else? Well, basically how you see in the pictures. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah,
in
I'm
Zillow.
actually I just pulled it up right now, so I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm just trying to distinguish like the bedrooms that were added. Like I'm trying to understand the floor plan, but those bedrooms that were added, the house is 872 square feet.
I think yeah.
Yeah, but it's 5 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Wow, so they must be very, very small. Is that what I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? The only thing is that one of them wasn't considered a bedroom. It was considered like a storage room.
Okay, so is it truly 4 bedrooms then? Like
Yeah.
So all 4 bedrooms have a closet and a window?
Well, yeah, except that one that I saw you looks like a storage has a door to the alley.
I see. So ideally, you said April 10th would be, kind of your time frame?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, there's kind of several ways that we could work this. Like I said, I am very interested in this property, but just based on the pictures and what I'm seeing is it does need work. So for us is what I tell people is like, does it have potential? Yes, 1,000% it has potential. But with potential comes money. Meaning money we had to spend in it, meaning money we had to invest in it and stuff like that. Now, ideally, the way we would kind of do this deal, and I'm just kind of thinking of 2 ways that we can do this deal. But let me ask you, this is something you guys do want to sell, correct? And you guys don't plan on keeping? Give me 1 second, okay? I'm going to place you on a brief hold. Give me a second. I'm just going to pull something out real quick. So the biggest thing here is she has a problem. She's interested. She's motivated. I'm getting the facts. I'm literally identifying the facts, and then I'm working backwards to see what we could do to make this work. So let's see. Okay, I do apologize about that. I was just trying to open up some things. Yeah, so there would be a couple ways that we can do this. What I can do is I can give you a cash offer. Have you received a cash offer by any chance?
Yeah, we received several.
Yeah. And so typically and this is just kind of the way I work, when I buy cash, I buy at a discounted rate, which is probably the same thing that all these other offers have come in. Now I tell sellers, now ideally it's not always a cash offer that works best. However, the reason why I buy at a discounted rate is because I got to put my cash up for the property, and then I still got to invest money into it. Now, let's say you were to say, well, Chris, I don't want to go that route. I don't want to go cash because I don't want a low offer. Well, then ideally what we can do is we could structure something basically is where I come in, I start renovating up the property. I start fixing up the property. We'll do a seller finance based on the price that both you and I agree on. You're basically becoming my bank now. I would be making you monthly payments every single month. And once I finish fixing up the property, ideally that's when I will refinance. Now, once I refinance the property, that's when you get paid out completely. Like I told you before, I'm not going to make my money in the front end. I usually make my money in the back end. However, instead of me putting up all the money to go out there and to buy this at full price, it just wouldn't make sense for me. That's why I buy it at a discounted rate. But to create a win-win situation is I could give you a price that you want that works for you and that works for me. However, it would just basically be on terms.
What do you mean on terms?
So basically, you're just becoming my bank. Now, it's very simple. Let's say we were to come to a price and say, okay, Chris, I'll take, I don't know, just throwing a number out there, $85,000. Okay, so what we would do is we would do $85,000. Everything still goes through a title company. Everything gets closed at title company. And ideally now I'm making you monthly payments. You're protected by the asset. So just like a bank would, you're protected by the asset, and I'm making you monthly payments every single month.
Well, the only thing is I have a contract with the realtor.
Okay. That's no worries neither. I work with realtors all the time. So that's no problem neither. We could still use the realtor. However, the biggest thing here is typically sellers pay the realtor. However, in this case, if we were to structure something, I don't mind getting your realtor paid. And I would pay closing costs and all that. And ideally, you would be making monthly payments. I'd be making monthly payments to you. I would pay your realtor at the time of closing. And yeah, you're basically becoming my bank. Now that allows me to get into the property. We're able to close in a timely manner, just depending how fast we were to move on this. Ideally, the way it would work is I would say by the time we get title commitment back and everything like that, at the time of closing, I would take in the cashier's check or wire for the closing costs, and I would pay your realtor off. I would pay the realtor commission. And then ideally you would become my bank. I would be making you monthly payments every single month. Now you don't need to worry about the taxes of the property. You don't need to worry about insurance, maintenance, or anything like that. You're basically just becoming my bank until I either refinance or I sell the home.
And what is your cash offer?
My cash offer, just based on the square footage and based on the area, I'm actually pulling it up right now on the Central Appraisal District. I just want to verify I'm trying to verify the square footage real quick. Let me ask you this. Who's Cecilia? Is that you?
That's my mother.
That's your mom? Okay, cool. So it shows her as the owner. Is she on board for this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, 872, and then CAD has us at $65,000. Were you aware of that? With the Central Appraisal District had us appraised that?
No.
Yeah, so here on CAD, which is the city website, they have you appraised at $65,000. Now, based on the repairs that I probably need to put into this property, my cash offer is going to come in somewhere around, and this is an exact number, but just a rough estimate, is going to be somewhere probably about $40,000. So that's why.
Not even close to.
Yeah, and the way I'm coming.
Not even close.
Go ahead.
to the offers we've gotten.
Yeah, just so you know, the way I'm coming up with this is I'm going based off of what the Central Appraisal District has you at. However, if we go the other route, Melissa, is ideally we could more than likely come up to $100,000, and it just basically goes back to us doing this on terms. So now out of that $100,000 is on that $100,000 is you could actually charge me a down payment. Now, out of that down payment, if you charge me a down payment, that say we were to do $100,000 sale price and we were to do a down payment of $10,000. Now, all I would ask you is you would be in charge of paying your own agent, which would only be half of the commission, whatever you guys are, because I wouldn't use another agent. I would actually be the one to pay Isaiah. So if we were to come to an agreement, you say, okay, Chris, let's do this. It would be $100,000, $10,000 down. You get that at the time of closing. Now, again, it allows me to get into the property. It allows me to start fixing up the property. And then once I refinance or sell the property, that's when you get paid out completely. And that is the benefit of a seller finance. And your protection is the real estate. So that way the house isn't just sitting there and you're actually making money and you're getting the price that you want.
Let me think it over and speak to my mom about it, and then I'll give you a call back.
Okay.
Because I don't really think that's gonna be interest for her right now. We've already gotten offers like that too, and it's always a no for her. So
okay, and
of course I don't wanna.
No, I was gonna ask you, what do you think it is that's stopping her? Do you think it's the amount of down payment she's receiving, or do you think it's maybe the price, or what do you think it is that's stopping her?
Well, we've never gotten a 40,000 offer. That's been like the lowest of all of them. Also, we've had already offers of people who are gonna buy it at the price it's at right now, and buyers are having no problem with how the house condition is right now.
Okay.
Also, it is a commercial property. It's certified as with the city as a commercial property, which has more value as well.
Okay, so again, I don't mind paying that price. And that's what I want to make very clear is like, I don't mind paying that price. It would just need to be in terms. Now, as cash, me cashing you guys out at 110, it wouldn't make sense for me. But I can pay $100,000. I don't mind paying the price. But the only thing we would need to come up with that works for you and your mom is basically what kind of down payment would work for you guys. Does that make sense?
I would have to ask what would be what she would want.
And what the best thing
I don't think she would take 10,000.
Okay. Well, yeah, no worries. And it only excuse me. It honestly comes back down to us just kind of going back and forth on what actually works for you and what doesn't work for you. Like what works for you and what works for both of us. You know, if you come back and say, well, Chris, she wants $15,000 and we could do this. Then I'll tell you, you know what, Melissa, I can do it or I can't do it, just depending on what it is. So again, this is so she, one, maximizes her dollar, which meaning she's going to get the price that she wants. Two, this allows her to not leave the property vacant. And three, we're able to move on the time frame that makes sense for both of us.
Yes. She's gonna check with the realtor before we even give you an answer, because she's going based on what the realtor recommends her at this point.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Like I said, is how long has the property been on the market?
February, last month.
February, so almost going on 2 months?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, if you could just let your mom know is, again, I didn't know it was listed, but two, I don't mind working with the agent. That's not a problem. Like I said, that's not a problem for me. This is basically, it's just going to be a seller finance deal. So again, she's going to get the price that she wants, and we're just going to come up with a down payment that works for your mom and works for us. And then we're able to close on this in the time that she wants.
Okay. What I can do, can I give you our Claudia, which is our realtor, your number so you can talk it over with her?
Yeah. What's her number? Do you mind if I bring her on the phone?
Yeah. Give me one.
Yep. If you could just tell me her number, and that way I could give her a call.
Let me just give you a call right back because I have someone else calling me real quick, okay?
Okay, cool.
I'll call you
I'll wait
right
for
back.
your call.
Thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye. Pivot, 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 pivot. The biggest thing is who's involved. How do we move on this deal? How do we continue to attack? How do we continue to push forward? How do we continue to make it happen? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for her call, and then I'm going to call her realtor. And I'm going to get her realtor on the phone, and I'm going to put them both on the phone, and I want to make sure that they both understand what I'm trying to do, and we're going to try to accomplish this goal.
Hello.
Hi, Claudia.
Yes, this is she.
Hi, Claudia. This is Chris. Can I put you on a hold real quick, Claudia?
Sure.
Give me 1 second. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and send you her number, just because right now I have to go run an errand. But
No
you
worries.
can go ahead and
I actually
talk
just
to-
found her number online.
Yeah. Oh, do you have what is her number?
Yeah, the 549 number. She actually have her on the other line with me right now.
Okay. All right then. Perfect.
So I'll talk to her.
Any details?
Yeah, and I'll get her the details, and then we'll see if we can move on this.
All right then.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, Claudia.
Yes, this is she.
Hi, my name's Chris. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking. So, Miss Claudia, that was actually your client on the other line. Did she call you and let you know I was going to call you?
Oh, yes. She said you were going to call me that you were interested in the property she's selling.
Yes, ma'am. So this deal was brought to me by a mutual friend. They told me that she had it for sale. They didn't think she had it listed anymore. They gave me her information. She reached out to them on Facebook and kind of went down the line. And then she told me you were involved, and I told her I wanted to get you involved. So now we're here. So basically what I was telling her is that I could go two ways. I am very interested in the property. I do deals like this all the time. I actually buy all across Texas, New Mexico like this. I offered her a cash offer, which she said was significantly low. And I said, I know it was going to be low. However, I did offer her a seller finance deal. So in that seller finance deal, that's when she kind of started telling me more about you. And I was like, oh, well, let's get her on the phone. And that's why I wanted to call you. And I went and looked up your number and called you. However, so basically what I wanted to do, she said her mom wanted to talk to you about it to see what you would recommend and stuff like that. Ideally, I'm very interested in the property. This is something that I can get done in their time frame. I would be taking the property as is, but my offer ideally would be $100,000, probably with $10,000 down. Now, the biggest thing is based on a down payment. I told her if they charged me a down payment that she would be responsible for covering agent costs. And if she didn't charge the down payment, I would actually pay your commission. I don't mind paying your commission if we didn't do a down payment. However, she said her mom would probably want a down payment. And then when I was at $10,000, I just basically told her to come back to me with whatever works. So now I told her that I want to get you involved so that way everybody's on the same page to see what it is, what kind of down payment that they would that would allow them to do whatever they're going to do. Now, for me, my plans are to get into the property, start rehabbing it, do what I got to do. Once I'm able to refinance, that's when I'll get them paid out completely.
So you're asking for owner financing, preferably without a down payment. You would pay my commission. In total, you're purchasing it for $100,000.
Correct.
And you would rehab it, and you would refinance it to get them pay their full $100,000. Correct?
Exactly. Whatever the difference is, of course, because I'm going to be making a monthly payments.
Okay. And then how much do you foresee it's taking to rehab? How long are they going to be?
Yeah, ideally, I don't like giving a time frame because there's deals sometimes where I last 6 months. There's deals that I've lasted over a year. So, I mean, a time frame, it just kind of just depends. I don't mind putting a balloon on it if we have to. However, I'm not going to put a short balloon and shoot myself in the foot. But in that balloon, if they were to want something like a balloon type, we could probably do like a 5-year balloon. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take 5 years, but I don't want to say, hey, Claudia, we're going to do a 24-month balloon. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, elections years, this year, interest rates take off crazy and I can't refinance and I've already spent all this money on the property. Then I end up putting myself in a negative position, But to say it can't happen right away, it could happen right away. That's something that can happen, but I just won't shoot myself in the foot. But if they do want a balloon, I mean, that's not a problem either.
And then what was your cash offer that you made to Melissa?
It was somewhere about $40,000, and I was just going based off of CAD. And just because, and I was trying to verify, and I looked on CAD, and that the property is 800 square feet with 4 bedrooms. Yeah. So I mean, it's a very, very small house.
No, it's a small house. Okay. Let me go ahead and talk to the family and see if they would even remotely consider the options that you provided me. And then if they say they're interested, then you can go ahead and send it in writing so I can review it with them, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay? And Claudia, if they want some sort of down payment, I mean, we could talk about that too. Just let them know whatever works for them. And I want to create a win-win situation. What works for them, what works for me as well too.
Okay. No, I completely understand.
Claudia, I appreciate it. Please shoot me a text and we'll definitely be in contact, okay?
Okay.
You have an amazing day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. The other seller is waiting for me.
Hello.
Mr. Enrique?
Yes.
How are you? This is Chris Silva.
How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, brother. How about yourself?
Just relaxing. Just had dinner.
Nice. What did you have for dinner?
Leftovers, whatever was in there. We're gonna go to dinner, but I'll save it for tomorrow instead and just eat leftovers. I made a pastrami sandwich. There was some clam chowder. It was good.
Dang, that sounds good. I need to get to dinner. I just had breakfast. I didn't even have lunch today, so it's been a busy day, but we'll get to it. So did Mr. Isaiah let you know I was going to give you a call?
Yeah, he did. As a matter of fact, I just seen his text, and then I texted him. I told him about what time. This is within the next 20 minutes, and boom, here you are.
Boom. Was now a good time?
Yeah, perfect time.
Awesome. The time is now. So he told me a little bit about kind of the storyline. Can you kind of catch me up to speed about the property or what it is that you're trying to accomplish?
Have you seen it?
I have not. I don't even know the address. I live in the west side, the Upper Valley. So I actually live by here. I was working a house down the street from there.
Okay, yeah, I live in the Upper Valley too on Maxi Marie between Art Craft and Country Club Road.
Oh, okay, yeah. I believe I live on the other side. I live off of Gato Road. Do you know where West Side Drive is? You know where the Longhorns are?
Yeah, yep.
Those are my neighbors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know where. Yeah, and then so I bought that house first, and it wasn't. As we're getting older, man, it's harder getting up and down the stairs. But it's a nice house. It's a corner lot. It's approximately 2,700 square foot. It's about 26, about 26 and change, 80, 81, 88, something like that. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. I've got a one full bedroom with a bath, small bedroom downstairs, and then the other 4 are upstairs. It's got a big backyard, nice view from the back to the mountain because it seems like the mountain's real close, so it's got a really nice view. And then from the master, it's got a balcony on the top floor. You got a view of down the valley. What else? It's in pretty good shape. Yeah, I just fixed. We painted the interior and did a lot of took care of a lot of little minor stuff that it needed. I put a little bit of artificial turf in the front to make it look better. Yeah, it's in really good shape. I don't owe anything on it. So the houses I have here, I don't owe on them. I got one in Elk Grove that's I'm in California, near in Sacramento County, that I'm selling right now. As a matter of fact, it's on the market. But I had a guy, Lily, about how long ago did we try to sell it?
Last year, like in late summer.
Last year in the summer, we tried. I put it up on the market, and it didn't. No, it wasn't the summer. It wasn't during. Anyways, about a year ago, put it on the market. I believe it was 445. I did some comps, and so did this other. And then I took it off. And what I've been doing is I buy properties and I rent out the rooms.
Okay. How's that working out for you?
All good. I've been doing it for going on 17 years now.
Damn. So you did it way before even Airbnb was around, huh?
Oh yeah. Way before that. Yeah.
Nice. And do you find that more profitable than like a short-term rental?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Because I did the short-term rental, and if they don't want to leave, you're gonna have a hell of a time getting them out. And with roommates, I finally figured out the hard way how to get them out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And what I do is, because say you rent a room from me, whether it be the master or a regular room with a shared bath, I'm only renting you a room and a bathroom. And the rest of the house is, it's kind of a privilege. The laundry room, using the kitchen, if there's a TV in the TV room, whatever, you know what I mean? Parking in the garage, parking in the street, parking in the driveway, whatever, those are all privileges. But all you're doing is paying me for a room and a bathroom. So what you do is say they don't clean up after their mess in the kitchen. After the third time, it's off limits. Say they don't, same thing with the laundry, off limits, and you start choking them, and they'll leave because now they can't use the kitchen, they can't use the laundry room, they can't park in the garage. You know what I mean? So
just start taking away the
and they leave. So right now, my son, Lily's son, which I call my son, Benjamin, is there, and a lady. My other roommate, he's going to New Mexico State, so he moved out, and then I had another guy. At one time I had 5 people there. Now I'm down to 2. And
where were you finding your tenants at like that? Just like the single individuals? Were they like military people or just Facebook?
I just posted. I use Roomy, Roomy and Craigslist, and Craigslist has kind of died down. But I've always dealt with Craigslist. And what I do is say you call me for a room, because I get a lot of guys. Like yesterday, I got 3 guys because I got 3 rooms right now available, and they're like, hey, how much is it total cost to move in? When can I move in? I go, slow your roll. Wfirst we got to talk. I got to ask you,
who are you?
How old you are? Yeah, who are you? Where do you work? How old are you? What's your gender? What kind of hours? Okay. And then if they pass that, then they come to my house and meet Lily and I, and then if that goes good, then I'll show them the property, the room, whatever, and then if they like it, they'll text me and say, yeah, I like it, and then I'll let them know, yes or no. But I try to find the right, because you can't just throw in 5 people into one house. You know what I mean? They gotta blend,
Yeah, no, absolutely. If not, you're setting yourself up for disaster right there.
Oh yeah,
especially with 5 roommates.
Yeah. So I learned, I had my first eviction here in El Paso. Of all the years, I've only rented here like a year, and I had my first eviction here in Texas. In California, I've done it for 16 years, and I haven't had one eviction, And I came here, and that's what I get. I fell for this old man. He said he was a Christian guy, and I thought he was going to be good. They were all in their 20s, the boys. There was 4 of them, and I go, oh, he'll be a good fit for the guys, But no, man, he was horrible, man, and it took me 4 months to get him out.
Oh wow!
But now I learned the process.
Yeah, but California, I feel like California must have been hard for you.
Well, what you do? Oh, so I left out the most important part. When you rent rooms, you leave one for you. That way you can come and go, because by law, you have to, if you have a full house, you can't just pop in whenever you want. You have to give them a 24-hour notice that you're coming to, inspect or talk to them or whatever, give them a heads up. And that's how, they never know when you're going to pop in. So they don't try to do no sneaky stuff, like I don't know drugs, no partying, no overnight guests. I got a lot of rules. Like this one lady that I have right now, she's a psychologist, but she's a hillbilly psychologist. She's kind of like, sometimes she doesn't have common sense, I got her late, like she has a real tiny room at the house, and she hires somebody to clean it for her. And it's a small room and a bathroom, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, come on, we all get busy, but man,
for a room.
So the Yeah, so then the lady comes down, and I found her this lady, and the lady comes. She goes, "Hey, I want you to do my laundry." He goes, "You didn't say that. That's not included. That's extra." So anyway, she ended up doing her laundry. But that kind of stuff, who does that? Your laundry now. First, your room is tiny. The bed takes up most of the room, and now she wants her to do it. But whatever. The ladies, she was good with it, And then I got her top dollar for cleaning it, because I kind of like pulled out. I didn't know what the cleaning services were in the area, so I pulled out a chart that this one lady posted, and I go, "This is what it is." And it was like for an hour, $70, and I had already negotiated with this lady $40 for an hour, and she was just recommending people. So I go, "I'll do better than that. I got you $70 an hour, but you're gonna take care of my kitchen while you're at it." He goes, "Sure." So when she goes to clean her room, she's actually paying for the kitchen also.
Wow.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised, especially nowadays, what people do though. But I'm just thinking for a room.
Yeah, her rent. Of course, my rents in California are a lot higher. I'm down to three. I had five of them over there, and but the house is 3,200 square foot. And it's a newer home. Right now, I got it on the market for 825. It was valued at 855. But when Lily told me to sell it, it was valued at 912. I should have jumped on it, but I was happy with 5 roommates, and I should have done it when I had the chance. But it's all good. Now I have it on the market right now with Lions Real Estate and realtors, and it's been on the market for about a week and a month, 5 weeks so far. And but man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I've been seeing all kinds of stuff with that DAR, that lawsuit that they got going and stuff. So I called the guy today out of California and go, hey, so tell me how this works. So he explained it a little bit better. It's still kind of confusing, but let's see what happens at the end. In July, something's supposed to happen. We don't know what though.
That's crazy. So
yeah.
let me ask you, how typical just here in El Paso, is this the first house that you did that room to room?
Yes. No, because we bought my dad's house. Lily bought my dad's house. My dad was going to sell. My mom passed away years ago, and he moved to California, and he was going to sell it to some lady in the church or something. He's a pastor, a Christian pastor. And I go, Dad, because I got into this big old in California, man. I let a girlfriend of mine of 4 years and 4 months co-sign on me. Ooh. And when I broke up with her, she came at me with everything, man. I lost probably 440, right around there. And this was a girlfriend, okay, not a wife. So I lost big time, man. But
you learned. Anyways, you learned. You didn't lose. You learned.
And you know what? Hey, God gave it to me, and he'll take it away when he feels it's not good for me. So I just kept moving ahead, man. You just gotta keep positive and keep moving forward, And I'm still sitting better than most. I got my house over there, and then the 2 here. But Lily and I own the Upper Valley home. This one's really nice. We scored on this one, and let me tell you, man, we bought both houses on FaceTime. We lived in California, and we're shopping online. You know what I mean?
That's how long have you been doing real estate? You said 16 years.
I've been just renting the rooms is what I've been doing. Yeah, and then at first I started renting the houses, and then I ran into quite a few problems with that. So I go, you know what? I'm going to rent a room. I was in a 3-bedroom. Then I rented 2 rooms. Then I rented all 3 of them, and I bought another house because I had a good job. I'm an aircraft technician, but I just retired because I got hurt in the war. I was in Operation Enduring Freedom, Afghanistan, and I couldn't work anymore. So I'm at 80%. That's why Isaiah's been helping me with the VA thing. I've got a lawyer finally, so I'm fighting for the 100%.
Nice. Yeah, Isaiah's a great guy, and thanks for your service, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's why I get a lot of people call me, but he's hooked me up. So I told him, you know what, if I put it on the market, I'm going to give him my business. Yeah. That's when we talked, and I go, hey, look, I'm not in no hurry, and I don't need to sell it. Yeah. But if you know somebody, I go, look, man, right now, if you can find me someone, because he did a kind of a the comps and everything, and the guy before, they're right at the same number. It hasn't changed in a year, and it's right around the 4. I would say in between 440 and 450. And I go, look, all I'm looking is to clear 400, no less. 400 is my magic number. Yeah. So someone looking to invest, you know what I mean? I mean, you can actually get more, but you would have to do the yard. The backyard is all rock. But you could put, man, and then the view back there. I mean, you could do a lot to that house. I don't want to, when I put it on the market, I dumped some money into it, Yeah. I got it painted and some artificial turf, and I did some work to it. So I said, I'm not going to do anymore. And it's in good shape. But, we make sure that it's been, and when that lady doesn't want to clean, now we got this other lady. So it keeps the house clean. And it's pretty much empty. I got 3 other rooms that are empty. My master's empty. She's thinking about renting the master goes for about $1,000 with utilities. Then the other rooms, they go for about $700. There's one that's smaller. That one goes for $650, and that's with utilities. So you'll go $600 plus $100 utilities, or you could just say $700 utilities included. So figure, $1,000, and then 4 of them at $700. It's pretty good rent.
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing the math right now. It's about $2,800. See, and so what I've done is I buy real estate. That's basically, this is what I do full time. And I
Right.
typically I when I first got in the game, I started off as the short-term rental. I started a company called My Experience Matters. And what we started
Right.
doing were the themed houses. We have a Toy Story house, we have a pink house, we have a hype house, we had a Star Wars house. And there on Gato Road, we were going to work on a ranch development. But then I realized, like, man, this is moving too slow. I need to find a faster way to scale this. And so then that's when I went out there and learned structuring deals and stuff. But see, I never got it, or never met anybody, I guess, for to say, because I'm a big believer that people have the answers. Other people have answers. And I never really met someone that I was actually doing the room to room, that actually bought a house from one person that they tried it and then they ended up failing. I ended up buying the house. They had just bought the house. I ended up just taking over their mortgage on that house. It was a brand new house, but they tried house hacking. But again, they didn't vet the tenants. They didn't do any of that. But I've never experienced or talked to anybody that's actually done it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I mean, I thought about it, but for example, I'm going to tell you, I mean, hopefully one day you and Isaiah, we'll have you over, we'll have a beer or something, you know what I mean? But this house here, so check it out. This house here, because we wanted a single story. It's in a nice neighborhood, and I'm on the second house on the left from the main, what is that street right here, babe? No, right here in front on the road. Man, I don't even know the name of the... No. And anyways, the main road. So when you go to the front of the house, you knock on the door, you're thinking it's the front, it's the entrance of the house. No, I gotta get the buzzer where it'll open that door, and then you walk through the courtyard and you come to the main door. Really cool, man. It's got
I gotta check it out. Definitely need to come over.
And you know what? I guess it fell through both homes. Because what happens is people say, well, cash doesn't matter. Oh yes, it does, because realtors are getting tired of people wasting their time for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and then their deal falls through. So when you come in with a deal, say it's 10,000, 20,000 less cash, they're gonna jump on it every time, and that's what I did. The other house, I found it, and it went on pending. I forgot about it. And then one day, because I have sleep apnea, and I'm looking on realtor.com. Oh, shoot, the house is on the market. So right away, I got the realtor in the morning. I'm in Sacramento, okay? So she does a FaceTime and this and that. And I think they wanted $359. I ended up giving them $335.
Nice.
Cash. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But everything has its timing. Everything has its timing.
Yeah, and they gave me an allowance for like, 2,000, or I forgot what it was, 1,500 for whatever, for any minor stuff. Heck yeah, man. So, and so I thought I got a good deal. And then this one, same thing. They wanted, I think, $459, and we offered like $435. They jumped on it, And I would tell you right now, the way with this house is really nice. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,000 square foot. Got a nice backyard with a pergola and tandem garage, 3-car garage. Got the courtyard. Really nice layout. Real nice shutters all the way around. And I could probably stretch it and maybe get 650 for 600 for sure. But we love this house. So if we end up getting another one, we'll keep this one and get another one. But yeah, this one was a deal, man. And we've only been here since August.
And that's what I was about to ask you. How long have you guys been in El Paso?
Shoot, a little over a year. Oh, and look at all that we've done already.
How did you guys, bro? You guys there's a lot of people that won't even get up and, I don't know, not even get a job or something. You guys are doing something. That's just the reality. That's the times we live in nowadays, honestly. But what brought you guys from California to El Paso? Or are you originally from El Paso? Or
We're originally from El Paso. Lily was born here but never lived here, and I met her in El Monte, California.
Oh wow! Look at the way that works.
Yeah, and I graduated from Coronado, because when I lived in East LA, where she lived in LA too, I got into the gangs and drugs and everything, man, and they were threatening la familia. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So my mom got us out of there, and I came to high school over here. Graduated from Coronado, went straight to the Marine Corps, nice. And the Marine Corps and the Lord saved my life, let me tell you. But and then now 21 years later, I went back in. About 18 years later, 9/11 hit, and I went back in the military. But I was much older. I got out when I was 21. I went in at 17. So now I'm like 36. 37, and I'm back in the military. You know what I mean? And in Afghanistan, but I didn't have to do boot camp again because I did Marine Corps boot camp, so I didn't have to redo the Army boot camp. But did another 8 years in the military, so I got 4 in the Marine Corps, 4 in the Army, and 4 in the National Guard.
Nice.
And
And you said you went in as a air pilot, or what was it? Air mechanic?
I'm an aircraft mechanic. Yeah, that's what I
Nice.
did. I learned in the Marine Corps. I learned that, and then when I was in the Army, I did that in the National Guard too. And then I became a contractor because I have my AMP license from the FAA, and I've been doing that. That's so my last job was in Sacramento at Mather on a Army National Guard base, and I maintained one C-12, an airplane for the Governor Newsom and the generals there. Kickback job, man, really cool job, and paying really well.
We got to buy a
My
plane now.
fingers-
Now, I mean, you're a mechanic. Now we got to go buy a plane.
Yeah, but the guy I work with, the white dude, he had a little 182 Cessna, and when we didn't have nothing to do, we'd jump in his plane and we'd fly to lunch, like to San Francisco, Lake Tahoe, Fresno. It was so cool, man. I mean, we had a
That's
good
awesome.
time.
So for me, that's actually the goal, to be honest, is like I have a timeline, a goal set for myself that within the next 5
Right.
years I'm gonna buy a plane, because I buy real estate like in New Mexico, Texas, Houston, San Antonio. We're working Las Vegas right now, and like there's times where I want to go see something, and it's just the time. And I always think like as we continue to grow, like it's a must. Hey, we're leaving. We gotta go
that's
check out this
real
property, or we gotta go do this. We gotta do that. And time is money.
It's doable, totally doable. This guy, just for fun, I mean, he's doing a lot of because he has the same job that I had, but now on after work and on the weekends, he goes and fixes other planes. You know what I mean? Because you have to have annuals every year on your plane, and so those mechanics like us are the ones that can do that for you. And but yeah, it's a 182 is probably a real good and reasonable plane to get. A 142 is also, but that's only like a 2-seater. You want more like a 4-seater in case
Yeah.
you need to. You know what?
Ideally.
And if you're carrying something too, But 182 is what I recommend out of pretty much everything.
Well, now
And it's
I know
very,
who to
very
put on my team right here. Now I know how to put you on the team. That's awesome, man. I mean, so it sounds like you've lived an exciting life. Welcome back home, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. But so the reason we came back is because I wanted to retire in San Diego. 5 days of the year, it's 70 degrees, but California's falling apart, man.
Bad.
All the liberals and all the drugs and homeless, man, they could set up, say you got a real nice house, they can set up in back of your house, front of your house, you know what I mean? And you can't do anything about it.
It's crazy. Just to
know?
think that's even
So we
happening. Just to think that's even happening.
Yeah, she's got in Lemon Grove in San Diego. She's got a nephew, and he's a pilot. Now he had a little plane, and you know what he's doing now? Flying for the airline. And he's super young. Yeah.
See, now we got a pilot. See, now we got to get a jet. Now we got to get a jet. We got the mechanic. We got the pilot. Now we just need to get the jet.
Yeah. So they set up. He's got a real nice house. He hasn't been able to sell because he got 4 homeless people living behind his house. So I suggested to Lily. I go, hey, get a couple dogs where they'll be barking day in, day out. Where they'll leave.
I actually just saw an article that the governor in Florida just banned homeless from sleeping on the street.
DeSantis? I love it.
Yeah. I literally just read it. I want to say this morning is when I read that article. It was just a quick thing, but yeah, that he banned it. But see, you won't see something like that happen in California.
You know that? Did you see where he's shipping the Haitians? Because what's going on in Haiti. He's shipping them to what's that vineyard? Martha's Vineyard, the sanctuary. Yeah, they just shown that he's like he helped Texas, man. He sent a bunch of National
Guards. Yeah, and
they're all on board.
And that's what I'm saying. It's crazy the stuff that is happening in this country right now. Like literally, it's happening in front of our face. I don't know if you guys saw today. There was they rushed the border today, not on Midway and right there on the Loop 375 in Midway, about 300,
Oh, is that-
400 immigrants.
Oh, wow.
And they I don't know if you saw that they had passed that law yesterday about they could arrest the illegals, and then all of a sudden someone banned it, like I think in the Senate or something. Something happened, like they stopped it.
Yeah,
but
they shot it down.
They shot it down, but it's just like it's literally a crazy time that we're living in, and it's just I feel like it's gonna continue. It's gonna continue, especially with the election coming up. They're doing whatever they can to throw Trump in jail right now.
Yeah, they're gonna try, but you know what? I'm trying to take any monies that I have in the bank, and because I don't trust the banks.
You can't
put them in put them in real estate or put them in gold and silver and even diamonds. Precious. Lily's a Jamal. She worked for Kay's Jewelers for many years, and now when you go to a jewelry store, say you want to get married or whatever, they try to sell you fake diamonds. They're lab created because they're not importing diamonds anymore.
What's happening is the bureaus put a stop on they're not releasing diamonds.
Oh yeah, so this country where the diamonds come from, they put a stop on it. They're not bringing them in no more.
Wow.
Yeah, because so if you have any gold, silver, diamonds, whatever, hold on to it. And then, of course, real estate, nobody can touch your...
And that's what I tell people. It's just like, so for me, it's pure real estate. That's where all my money's in. And I buy cash. I don't have cash. I dump my cash. I move it to real estate. I get equity in a property. I refinance that tax-free, put it in a real estate, put it in real estate. All my investors, I also have we open our stuff to investors as well. People to invest in real estate, because whether the U.S. dollar collapses or not, real estate's still going to be worth something, whether it's pesos, whether it's euros, whether it's gold, whether it's going to be worth something. So you better you better get on it. And then I had heard something in the Dominican Republic that they're trading gold out there for like 40 grand, and over here they're trading it for 80. I don't know if that's true or not. I heard a story like that. I'm just like, damn, that makes me think. I'd rather go over there, buy a bar of gold, come back over here, get that out, and just continue. I mean, just get that and then move it into real estate. But that's the thing about real estate. It's just you can't lose in real estate. You can't.
No, you can't. When has it depreciated? It hasn't. It may stay steady or keep going up, but it's not going to depreciate. Like the guy I work with, he graduated from Sac State, and he's real sharp guy. He's in his 40s. I think he's 50 now. But anyways, he was, while we were working and we had time, he was day trading. So man, I mean, he turned 65,000 into like 375 or 365, something like that, in a matter of like 12 years. And then all this hit and everything started going down. So he pulled his money, but he made a big chunk of money. You know what I mean? With 65, imagine he like 5 times that amount, And, but I always told him, I go, nope, go real estate. I'm like, I got screwed by this ex-girlfriend, but I'm still, like I tell you, I'm still sitting better than most.
No, 1,000%. And that's the thing is you can't fail if you don't stop. But see, a lot of people don't want to get into real estate because they want that fast money, the day trading money, the crypto, the stock. Yeah. If you get instant gratification, you get stuck on that, you're gonna get left behind. Real estate is a long man's game. You gotta hold it, you gotta wait, and then you just gotta learn to leverage. You gotta learn to leverage the money. People are scared of debt, but they'll go get into debt on the bad thing.
And see, the reason I'm letting go of my real estate, I want a nicer home than what I got. And this house is nice, but I want it up on the mountain. I want a view. I want like this house, but with a beautiful view. Because remember, lakeside, mountainside, oceanside, golf course, that's all. When you go to other cities, other states, that costs. And here in El Paso, they're a little bit behind. It costs a little more, on the west side, but not like it should. These these houses up on the mountain, they should be a lot more.
I agree. El Paso's just behind. They're barely catching up.
That's what I want to do. Oh yeah, you know what? When I lived here 21 years ago, I left in 2002, and so it's going to be 22 years ago. When I left in 2002, I had 3 homes, and I paid brand new to build anywhere from 62 to 80,000 to be built. And the house, after I got divorced from the baby mama, I kept the one on the mountain up above on the Oslo, Alabama, up there on the mountain I lived. And in 14 years, you know what my equity was? 15 grand in 14 years. The house that I'm selling right now, when I bought it in 2016 on Halloween, in 10 months, it went up 100 grand. You see what I'm saying?
Don't you love real estate?
That house in California that I'm selling right now, like I tell you, it went up to 912. I got it right now. It's appraised at 855. I paid 465.
Nice. Yeah, really.
And that was 8 years ago only. 8 years ago. Gonna be 8 years. Yeah, so that's why. But I want to get out of California completely because Lily's having more issues, health issues, and we want to travel. We're looking at this thing right now. We want to go to Italy and Greece, Costa Rica, Fiji. We leave to Hawaii next month. We just want to travel because there'll be a time where she can't walk or I can't walk or something will go wrong. And then I wish I would have done this and I wish I would have done that.
In a blink of an eye, we don't realize our time. And a lot of people, and I'm happy that you guys are doing that because a lot of times people take their time for granted. And that's why we had to go out there and we have to make our dreams a reality. It's up to us to do it.
Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You know what I mean? Tomorrow is not for sure. So you got to enjoy life and, we're believers, you know what I mean? So we have God on our side.
Absolutely.
And that's very important too, which a lot of people don't get, I tried doing things my way. It was my will, not God's will. And man, everything backfired on me because it wasn't his will, it was mine. I'd force it, Yeah. And now you just gotta put it in his hands and pray on everything. Okay.
You gotta pray on it, and you have to continue to push. And I think that's a lot of people don't do.
We run into a wall. Say you pray on it, right? And okay, you want this house. Something's telling you no, or something happens, and you're like, well, I'll go around this to make it happen. You know what I mean? No, when you bump into that wall or you bump heads, back off. It's not meant for you. It's not meant. There's and I've lived my life like that. I left home at a young age, man. I was barely 17, and I'm 62, gonna be 63 in May.
Wow.
And
May what?
You know what? I always celebrate on Cinco de Mayo, so that's what people think. But I'm actually 7th of May. But everybody thinks I'm Cinco de Mayo because that's when I always have like a party.
Yeah, that's actually my dad's birthday.
Oh, Cinco or
the 7th? The 7th.
Oh yeah, that's my birthday, man. I'll be 63, man. Time's flying by, man, and I want to just enjoy. So yeah, as long as I haven't, and you know what, if and when and if I get, and you know what, if I don't get it, I don't get it. But you know what, I feel that I deserve it because of my injury in Afghanistan. I can't do what I love best, and the last job that I tell you in Sacramento, I was making $59.12 an hour, and now I'm living off 80%, $2,000 from the VA.
Nice.
I was bringing home $8,000 clear a month. So I feel they owe it to me because you know what? There's a lot of fraud going on, and these guys are claiming 100%, and they're getting it. And the guys who are really messed up they're not helping us. So I hired a lawyer. I said, I'm not gonna. This lawyer, if I win, he gets paid. If I don't, we're gonna keep appealing it till I do get it. But that's the magic number. Is that 100% is tax-free property taxes, and I don't know. Yeah. So if because right now, say I go, as it is, I just wrote a check on the 25th of January for both of the houses. The taxes was $20,000, and that's with her and my discount.
Yeah.
She's 100% on Social Security disability, and I'm 80%. So they gave us a little discount, but it was still $20,000, man, and that's a lot.
No, it is a lot. Did you know El Paso has the highest taxes all over Texas?
Yeah, but no state income, and that's where people don't. They think,
don't get
the tax. Yeah, dude, but you don't have state income tax. I was in California, and I had both.
Yeah. No, I can imagine.
But no, it's all good.
Let me ask you, why didn't you guys just sell or finance that house? Or was that something that you just never thought about?
What do you mean?
Like on the house, or even on the California one, that could be an option for you guys. But yeah, so that way, you don't pay the capital gains when you sell this. I know you're stuck on you have the price of $400,000, but why don't you just sell or finance it? You don't worry about the tenants no more. You don't worry about the maintenance. You don't worry about the taxes. You get the price that you want, and you're creating a cash flow for yourself. You're the bank. Now your money's protected by the asset.
Well, because I want to buy something else.
I see.
Yeah. So what I want to do, so this is what I want to do. I've got, a couple $100,000 in the bank and probably about 2 or 3, close to 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if I can get 4 out of this, and then I'm going to get about 3 out of the other one, that'll put me in $1 million. Now over here, man, I could get for about 6, 7, maybe no more than 8. I could get me a house, an incredible home that would probably cost me, I don't know, 2.1, 2.3 in California for about $850, $899 here.
Nice.
And then the taxes would be tax free.
Yeah, because you'll be full 100%.
Yeah. So right now I'm only paying $10,000, which is it's high, but you know what? That's why I haven't went and jumped on a $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 home, because then imagine the taxes, $30,000.
Yeah. No, you're playing it right. You're playing it right. And I'm happy that Isaiah's helping you out, man. At least Isaiah's a great guy.
Yeah.
The fact that he always does the most, honestly, for everybody.
Yeah, but if you ever want to go check that out, you know what I mean. I can get you easy access if you want to just.
Actually, I would like to. Probably not today, but I'm thinking sometime next week. Can we touch base next week? I'll follow up with you next week, Enrique, and then we'll see if we could get access. And not, I would love to meet. I would love to meet you, man. You're very, and I appreciate the knowledge that you're sharing.
Yeah, and actually, I've also put that out there for people, but I could fill that house for you with tenants too. And you could just take it from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. What I'm gonna do, let me look at my schedule. Let me see where it's at, and
worries.
And then we'll touch base so that way we could schedule something, and then we can. We'll take it step by step, and then if you guys need some traveling buddies, let me know. Me and my wife want to go to Italy as well. So
okay, yeah. And if you know anybody in California, I got a great deal over there too.
Shoot me that address, please, and shoot me Lily's son's house as well too, if he wants to sell that one too.
Okay. Oh no, that's my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Descanso.
Okay.
He's living there. He's just one of my tenants, but he's kind of like my house manager.
Yeah, for sure.
He takes care of everything for me, and but yeah, I'll shoot you the one from Mel Grove, and that one has 3 tenants, but I got a guy that wants to move in again, so and that one the master goes for $1,200, and then the downstairs is $900, and the other 2 go for $800. So that's pretty good. My mortgage is like $3,000 over there, but it covers more.
You have some cash flow.
But yeah, we'll definitely be in touch. You got my number.
Yeah, for sure. If you could text me over that address, and I'll take a look at that house as well too.
Okay. Yeah, because that one, I'm so check it out.
This guy loves to talk relationship. Relationship is so important.
A realtor did the appraisal, but she wouldn't hand it to me. But at least I know, and I told her I've been watching the market for a while. But anyways, so I owe 530, right around that, right? And I've got it at 825. All I'm looking to make on that one over there is 200,000 clear.
200 clear.
So that would be 735.
Yeah. What's your rate on that mortgage?
2.75. It's a VA loan.
2.75. What if I cashed you out on the equity or something, and then I took over that mortgage?
How does that work?
So what that would be called a subject to. So I don't know if you remember, I told you about that new house that I bought. I bought it via subject to. This is exactly how I buy houses. It's very simple. Everything still goes through a title company, and I just basically take over that note. Now, the reason why I would do something like that is because the interest rate. That's really what I'm taking over. I'm buying the house based on the.
The Descanso. I had so much equity. I only owed $300 on that house, and I had all kinds of equity. So they lent me $300, and I went and paid for this one on the other Descanso. So I rolled it into that I want to say it's 275 or 288, but it's ridiculous low. Now how would I get my money though?
Yeah, so basically that's what I would cash you out on. So at the time of closing, that's what I would come. Typically, I don't do high down payments because like $200,000, ideally I could go buy 10 houses with that. However, if that's something that's your goal, and you tell me, Chris, well, I'd rather do 200. There's so many ways to structure it. So basically, we could. So basically, we could sell or finance that 200, meaning, okay, I'm gonna give you $200,000. I'm gonna give you $50,000 down, and then I'm gonna sell or finance 150 until I'm able to build up the equity or do whatever I got to do with the house. And then once I refinance, that's when you get paid out completely. Or if you just tell me, Chris, well, I really would just want the equity out. I know you want to go buy another house, so ideally we could structure it where you don't necessarily cash out the money. Basically, I'm just making the payments to cover the house mortgage or whatever the difference is. Because I know for you, you're thinking, well, I want to go buy the house cash. Well, not necessarily you need to buy it cash, because now my payment to you can be covering the payment on the new house. We could structure something like that. I mean, there's just so many ways to structure a deal, and that's how I buy real estate. That's what I specialize on, is structuring deals.
Okay, so what you're telling me, what I'm understanding is, okay, say you do come in with 50 and then the other 150 are pending, how long would it take to get those 150?
So ideally, I'm making you monthly payments every single month, until I refinance the property. Now, when I refinance the property is typically once there's equity, because when I refinance, I want to be able to pull out that equity because it becomes tax free. So when I refinance, you get paid out because now you have a deed of trust. Your protection is you're tied to the asset. This is why real estate is the greatest thing ever. And then whatever's left on the 150 on top of, I get that money, and I get that money tax free because it's a loan. Does that make sense? So kind of going back to this other house in the west side that you're selling. Ideally, we could do something like that too, where you don't sell it cash. You go get a loan because now that money is going to be tax free to you. And then I take over that loan, and on the difference, I'm making you monthly payments. You're still cash flowing, maximizing your dollar as a seller.
And how does that work at tax time for me?
Well, remember, you're not getting taxed on the loan because it's a loan. It's tax free.
Yeah, we'd have to sit down and probably show it to me on paper.
Yeah, absolutely. My office is here in the west side. You're always welcome to come over here. Okay. We're located right here. I'm off of Suncrest and Sunland Park, so not too far from the house.
Okay.
Or I don't mind going to the house. We could chop it up and stuff like that. But this is basically what I do is I buy real estate. Like I said, this is how I buy all my houses. And this is how we're able to create like win-win situations. Yes, I do buy cash. When I buy cash, I buy at a discounted rate. And the reason why is obviously there needs to be some profit for me to make. But I look at this more on the cash flow game. And that's why going back when you're talking about the rooms, for me, I'm not going to get rich in year 1, year 2, year 3, maybe not in year 4, year 5. I'm looking at this as a long-term game. But what I want to do is let me set something up so we could walk the house, and then we'll set something up in person and see if we could chop it up. My man, I appreciate you. Thanks for the call. Shoot me over that address, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Have an amazing day.
You too. Bye-bye. Okay.
So there's that. Now the agent just called me back. I'm going to call the agent back on the other deal in there. I don't know if you guys heard them yelling. They just locked up another 5 deals. Hello?
Yes, hello. This is Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just making sure I have the right number. I did talk to the family, and no, they don't want to do any seller financing.
They don't want to do no seller financing? Okay, not even with a bigger down payment?
Not even with a bigger down payment. The main thing is that they want to cash out the house. They need the money.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, my offer stands at 40 if they want to give me a counter on the cash.
Yeah. they responded 110 on that.
Oh my goodness. Let me look at it some more. I'll probably drive by the property tonight, and then we'll see. I mean, if I can make something come up a little bit more or something.
Okay.
Talia, I appreciate you calling me back. We'll be in contact, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.